Most retirees think the biggest risk to their nest egg is a bad market. But the truth is, it's not the market itself that does the damage. It's the timing of when those bad markets hit. Get the timing wrong, and your retirement plan could crumble. This is called Sequence of Withdrawals Risk, and it's the reason why two identical retirement plans can lead to two very different outcomes. Today, I'm going to explain what Sequence of Withdrawals Risk really is, why it can silently destroy a retirement portfolio, and what you can do to protect yourself. Because the truth is, the market doesn't decide how long your money lasts. You do. So let's start simple. Most people understand that markets go up and down. But what many don't realize is that the order of those ups and downs is the sequence of returns. And the sequence of returns can dramatically impact how long your money lasts once you start withdrawing it. Imagine two retirees. Both start with $1 million. Both plan to withdraw $40,000 per year, adjusted for inflation. Both earn an average annual return of 7% over 30 years. Sounds identical, right? But here's the twist. Retiree A experiences strong markets early on. They get the plus 10, plus 12, plus 8% return in the first 3 years, versus retiree B is going to experience poor market returns in the first few years, minus 10, minus 15, plus 2%. Over 30 years, both are going to average 7%. But retiree B was withdrawing money while the markets were down, selling investments at lower prices, locking in losses, and by the time markets recovered, their portfolios couldn't bounce back. The result? Retiree A's money lasts comfortably, and retiree B's money runs out halfway through the market. So if you want to look at any time sequences that would be similar to that, you could look at the 90s, and you could also look at the 2000s. Retiree A could be the 1990s, and retiree B could be the 2000s. That's sequence of withdrawal risk. The danger that poor returns early in retirement can drain your nest egg too soon. When you're accumulating wealth in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, market downturns don't hurt as much. You're not taking money out. In fact, downturns can even help because you're still buying more shares at lower prices. But when you're retired, the math flips. You're selling shares to live on, so instead of buying low, you're selling low. And you should know that the strategy should be sell high, buy low. Once you sell your shares, those shares aren't there to recover later. It's like digging a hole in your portfolio during a storm, and the rain just keeps falling. That's why it's not just what you earn that matters, it's when you earn it. So let's look back at history. Imagine you retired in the year 2000. You had $1 million. You started withdrawing $40,000 per year. Then the dot-com crash hit and the S&P 500 dropped nearly 50%. You're withdrawing money just as the market collapses. Then 8 years later, the 2008 financial crisis hits. Another 50% drop. In your first decade of retirement, you now endured two major crashes. Now compare that to someone who retired in the year 2010. They caught one of the longest bull markets in history. Same savings, same investments, same average return, but completely different outcomes. That's the power and danger of sequence of withdrawal risk. It's not just math, it's mindset. When markets drop early in retirement, panic sets in. People start asking, should I cut my spending? Should I move everything to cash? Should I go back to work? Now, I get it. When you're retired, there's no paycheck to fall back on. Losses feel permanent. Behavioral finance studies show that losses feel about twice as painful as gains feel good. So if your first few years of retirement are rough, that emotional scar can last decades. That's why you need a plan that removes emotion, reduces volatility, and protects income early on. So how do you protect yourself? Let's talk about key strategies to help manage sequence of risk. First, let's segment out your money, what we call the bucket strategy. Think of your savings in 3 buckets. Bucket 1, short-term, 1 to 3 years of cash and conservative investments for spending. That way, if the market is up or down, you're not really taking money out when it's down. You already have that money set aside. You can allow your money to recover. Bucket 2 could be midterm, 3 to 10 years in bonds or balanced funds for stability. And then long-term, bucket 3 is the 10 plus years in stocks for growth and inflation protection. When the market's down, you draw from the short-term bucket, not your stocks. That gives your long-term investments to recover. It's like keeping an umbrella for a rainy day, so you don't have to sell your house to buy one. Second, build an income floor. You want your essential expenses, housing, food, healthcare, covered by stable income sources. That could be Social Security, pensions, fixed annuities, or bond ladder. That way, you're never forced to sell investments just to pay your bills. Your income floor creates peace of mind. Third, use dynamic withdrawals. The old 4% rule assumes steady markets, but if life isn't steady, we need to be flexible. In good years, take a little more. In bad years, pull back slightly. That flexibility can add years, even decades, to your portfolio's life. Fourth, be tax smart. Taxes and sequence risk go hand in hand. If you're forced to sell from your IRA during a downturn, you're paying taxes and locking in losses. That's double pain. Instead, create tax diversification. Some in tax-deferred accounts, some in tax-free accounts, like a Roth account, and some in taxable accounts. That gives you flexibility. You can choose which bucket to pull from based on both market conditions and your tax bracket. Fifth, rebalance with purpose. Rebalancing isn't just maintenance, it's strategy. In good years, trim profits from winners and refill your short-term bucket. When downturns come, you already have cash set aside. It's discipline, simple, and one of the best defenses against sequence of risk. Now, let's take that tax point a step further. When we talk about sequence of withdrawals, we're also talking about which accounts you pull from first, second, and third. That's called withdrawal sequencing, and it can save you tens or thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. Here's how it works. In your early years, before Social Security, you might draw from taxable accounts or do Roth conversions while you're in a lower tax bracket. Then, once required minimum distributions begin, you already have a portion in Roth IRA accounts, which will help reduce your taxable income later. During market downturns, you can pull from your Roth or cash to avoid selling investments at a loss. It's all about control. Control what you sell, when you sell, and how much tax you want to pay. That way you're in control, not the IRS. When you combine smart tax sequencing with smart investment sequencing, you build true financial resilience. You're not reacting to markets, you're anticipating it. Most retirees don't care about beating the market. They just want to know, will I be okay? And that's what good financial planning is all about, turning uncertainty into a strategy. What I like to do, or even what our firm likes to do, is we like to stress test every retirement plan against dozens of scenarios. Look at 1970s inflation. Look at the dot-com bubble crashes or the financial crisis. Look at the 2020 volatility to see how your plan holds up. That's called a Monte Carlo simulation, but also stress testing your actual income plan. It stress tests your financial future. It doesn't remove risk completely, but it does give you clarity and control. And when you have that, you make smarter, calmer decisions, even when markets get rough. So let's recap. Sequence of withdrawal risk is what happens when the timing of returns works against you in retirement. It's not the average return that matters, it's when those returns happen. Here's how to protect yourself. Number 1, segment your money. Number 2, build a stable income floor. Number 3, stay flexible. Number 4, manage taxes wisely. And number 5, rebalance with discipline. Do those 5 things and you'll have a retirement plan that lasts no matter what the markets do. Because retirement shouldn't be about fear, it should be about freedom. Freedom to live, to give, and to enjoy the years you've worked so hard for. If this video helped you, please hit the like button. It really helps more people find us. Subscribe if you really enjoyed it. And if you're nearing retirement and want a personalized retirement plan to manage sequence of withdrawal risk, visit cfgretirement.com or click the link below in the description to set some time for a free consultation. We'll stress test your plan and show you how to create predictable income through any market cycle because your money should work as hard as you did to earn it. Thanks for watching. and I'll see you in the next video.